Hey everybody, this is Disarray back with more Hiccup Gaming, and today we're starting a new series, and we're gonna start a new scheduling kind of thing. Technically we got two games running right now on the channel. We're gonna try to pick that up, maybe add a few more, maybe get some of the other guys from the site actually doing something, so I don't have to do all the work. There I go, complaining again. Today we are here with Prison Architect, and we're playing Prison Architect because there's a new update coming, and because I'm slow and don't read things as often as apparently I should. There's a early access of sorts to this update. You can opt into it through Steam, super easy, and that's what I did this morning when I saw another video on starting on the Let's Play. Aquila18 was starting one, and I thought, hey, I'm good at failing at games, so let's do that. And here we are. So we're gonna start a prison. We're gonna be on a large map. We're turning Fog of War off because I find it a little more entertaining to play that way. It's you can see things happening, and it's no fun when something entertaining happens you can't see it. That's like radio plays, which are I guess those are fun too. But I'm rambling, so let's just jump right in. We're gonna have gangs, we're gonna have events, we're gonna leave weather and temperature off because I have no idea what it is, and I've chosen this warden here because she's corrupt as hell. We're gonna just start, fining prisoners for being douchebags. We're gonna start selling contraband that we find because hey, prison wardens got to make some too. So here we go. We're gonna jump right into it, and there's one of the new features right there. They zoom to mouse now. I have no idea how that works. I'm sure it's magic or very easily understood by people who know what they're doing. In any event, we have it, and we will use it. But we're going to get started right here. We're going to go into planning mode. We're going to plan out our prison, our first prison area. And thinking, what are you? How far are you? 12, so we'll go 24 wide, yes. Let's do a little thinking. How do we want this to work? I'm thinking if we put the utilities and offices up here, and we can have our reception holding cell area here. So if we're gonna have offices, say, well, first we'll just put in a brief placeholder wall there, and we'll use pathways to designate rooms. Well, first, how big does a reception area have to be? Okay, a reception area can be as big as we want or as small as we need. Okay. So reception area. When I think reception area, I'm thinking I have a big door there. Just to get people used to the idea that, hey, guess what? You're in prison now. Enjoy your stay. I think we'll do a 10 by 10 reception area. We'll have a few different tables there. And, I don't think it needs to be that big. Think about it. I think we can get by with something like an 8 by 8. Yeah. We'll go 8 by 9. For reasons that will become apparent. Then we'll have an office here and here. A hallway running up here. Put in another office here and here. Another hallway. Our utility closet be this 9x9 room here. Now the idea here is to, this is where we're going to keep all of our power and water pumps. Got to pump your power. We'll have walls here. Fancy wall stuff. These will be our warden, our accountant, all those people. They're going to live in those rooms because prison administrators never leave the prison. Not ever. And we'll do that. We'll have a holding cell kind of over here. We'll do our first holding cell, yard. Maybe the yard will be central. We put in a 9x9 holding cell. It doesn't have to be very big because people aren't going to stay there for very long, hopefully. Put in that there. Have the yard here. Big square yard. We can expand upon it. We'll have cell blocks leading off the yard. We got a lot of space, and hopefully we can fill it all before everything goes terribly wrong. We'll see. See how things go. So we're gonna need walls. And mostly I'm just plotting this out to what I think looks good. So there's no real rhyme or reason here. I like to do this in planning mode because it lets me think a little bit about things. For example, if we put fridges here, cookers here, and here, we'll have 4 cookers, building for expansion, and 1 sink. That should be decent sized for that. And then we'll have all of our serving areas and all of that. I don't think that's gonna be enough room. Now that I look at it, not enough room. I'm gonna have to blast that, move it back a little. And refrigerators. Cookers. And a sink. Put in a wall there. And have this. This will be a fenced-in wall area for the yard. Then the question is, where do we put the shower? I guess it would make the most sense to have the shower in the middle here and use it as like a kind of a common area. But we'll look at that in a moment. So our first building is going to be pretty big, and that's kind of what I'm going for, is a really big building. Because prisons, at least the ones I've seen, have been fairly large single buildings, or else they've been collections of buildings. And I like the big single building idea. Got this all planned out, and we're gonna build it. Put a door here and here. Okay. Yeah. I like this. I like it. Office doors will go here, 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 and here. And let's get started. We'll start putting our foundation in. There we go. I had to sneeze, so I muted the mic and it wouldn't unmute. Which is another look behind the scenes for you guys. And there. There. So we'll get that all built out, and we will get a fence put in right there for the yard. And we'll just blast this up to top speed. We will close the prison to inmates temporarily, and we'll set up our grants. Get those going. That'll just give us enough working capital to get all of the accoutrement put in, because we were spending a lot of money to put up a prison, which fits because prisons are expensive. Very large facilities with a lot of moving parts, as we're gonna find out. I don't know how accurate this game is to like real prison running, but I imagine it's pretty close. Never been, well, I've been to a prison, never lived in one. And I forgot I wanted to turn auto lighting off. Hopefully they'll remember that. If not, then they're just going to derp a bunch of lights around, and we'll fix it in the later wings of the prison. So we could put in our own lighting. We could probably do it better than they will, because they just space them out evenly, and that's not really what... They don't have any idea as to the walls that we're planning, so they'll end up putting lights in places that are perhaps dumb. And large jail door for our entrance, because everything requires an entrance. Put in one there too. And this is why I like using planning mode, because now all my things make sense. Why are you... Whatever. We'll continue our brick wall theme. Get our walls going in. Okay, so it did respect the don't put the lights in thing. That's good. Lay out all of our walls. Just as we planned. And as soon as we're able, we're probably going to have prisoners working in the kitchen. We'll have to plan for the future there. Maybe put in a metal detector. We'll put metal detectors here and here. That way we can get that going. Clear that. And we can clear that. So, there we go. Start putting in our room designations. Here's reception and offices. Alright. Okay. And utilities. We're gonna need more staff doors. We'll put one right there. And we will put in our power generator and our pump. And we'll preemptively put in some bigger, more capacitors. We start with one, but I like having 3 because we're gonna need 3 for being realistic. Put power into there. Got a guy stuck. I guess we're going to put in the yard door. Hopefully he'll get unstuck. And we'll put in our holding cell. And start doing lights. Put in a there, there. Put in hall lighting. And 1 light for the holding cell. Right. So now for our reception area, we need a desk. And we'll put the desk right here. Walk in, bam, right there. You got a desk. We'll put in the table here. And we'll put in the chair. Not the chair, but a chair. We'll put in another table there too, just for good measure. And offices. We'll get these offices set up and we'll hire ourselves a warden. We're just going to get all of the offices set up right now, because we're already doing it. And we'll pretend that it wasn't a misclick that gave us our layout. Put in chairs. Just so. And holding cell wise, put in some benches. We'll put in some toilets. Space them out a little bit. And that'll be fine. That will be fine. That's all you really need for a holding cell. Benches and toilets. Because, again, they probably aren't going to stay there for very long, but who knows. Our tables are already dirty. Let's get a warden. And the warden doesn't want the office by the reception area, so she doesn't get it. And actually, let's start in on our bureaucracy. We'll get finance going. And psychology is probably something we're going to need. That's a new menu. And water. So we're gonna need water down to there. Now, the problem with having large pipes inside the prison is a bit risky because they can be used for escape attempts. But these areas are going to be fairly well patrolled, well observed, so I don't think that we're going to have that much of a problem there with that pipe, but we're going to have to be a little more careful with our other pipes. Okay, and do we have a metal detector? Okay. Detector. Put in a pair of metal detectors. The stoves. Actually, let's do a little swag move like that. Put in the fridges and the sink. The serving table will go there. We don't have enough room for 2 side by side, so we'll put them like that. Put that there. We're not going to have a huge canteen, simply because of size considerations. We got table. This is all messed up. Okay. There we go. And then we'll have to move that bench. Out of the way. We will dismantle you. And what happened? What was that? Scary noises are happening, everybody. Prison isn't even manned. Lights. We'll put in a light here and a light here. And kitchens will be well lit. Not planning on lighting up everything like it's, you know, the Vegas Strip. I want to have a decent amount of light. Right. Power. We'll run power right along here. Oh, we don't have any money for power. Maybe that's what the BRAC sound was. Okay, so... Right. I guess we wait for money. We could hire an accountant. Do that. We'll hire an accountant. Oh, we don't have anywhere near enough money for an accountant. Right. So we're bad at prisoning. Didn't take long for our first miscalculation, but I think we've got a good start somewhere in here. So yeah, we're gonna call this an episode here, and I'm gonna let the game run for a little bit until we have enough money to finish the prison. I might bring it back once we have everything wired up that we've got set in there now, and all we really need is enough money to get 2 doors, and we can start bringing prisoners in. And we also probably want to have a cook staff and guards for prisoners. So yeah, we're gonna need a little bit more money. So I'm gonna let the game run, and we'll see what happens. We'll bring you back as soon as we start doing entertaining things. Until next time, I am Disarray. This is Hiccup Gaming, and hope to see you back again.